Hey everyone, welcome to Otaku Talk. It's me, your boy, your host OD, and today we'll be reviewing and analyzing chapter 1094 of One Piece. Saint J. Garcia, the Defense Science God. I think I got that right. Anyway, if this is your first time on this channel, would love it, would really appreciate it if you could do your boy a solid. Please like, share, and subscribe. Would mean the absolute world to me. And even if you've been here before but haven't done so already, it's okay. I forgive you. Just go ahead and give that like and subscribe button a little, clicky click. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get into the review. So we start off the chapter with a really, really cool cover spread. It's like a Shimotsuki cover spread. We have Zoro, Ryuma. Zoro's like what? Like great uncle. I don't know. I can't remember all the characters. I'm not gonna list up all the characters, but I thought it was a really, really cool cover spread. I think it's really dope for Zoro fans like me. We really appreciated it. The only person I could not figure out, like even if I don't know their name, I know who they are. The only person I could not recognize is the one that's like part of their face is obscured in the top left corner of the color spread. So I'm wondering if that's somebody that we haven't met before. If we don't know, maybe that's what's it called, Arashi. Arashi, is that Zoro's dad's name? I always forget his name. So maybe that's Arashi. But yeah, no clue who that person is. I'm like, who's a Shimotsuki with red hair? I know Ryuma had black hair, and we have zombie Ryuma for some reason. So who knows? Anyway, we start off this chapter with everyone in the Vega Tank 8. Not everyone, but Atlas, Sanji, Dr. Vegapunk, and I think like maybe one more person. And they're on a cloud road. Like how in Skypiea you had the Milky Dials, and like you had the people on the surfboards and the skates that produced clouds that they could travel on. So it turns out that the Vega Tank 8 has wheels that are made out of clouds, or I think it's called pyrobluin. And so they're not gonna fall. They stick to it. I thought that was super cool. And so, as they're looking for Juribani, they have no real way of finding her. It's essentially a giant warfield out here. And Sanji, true to form, is like, my damsel in distress radar, or whatever he calls it, says that she's over here. Now, Vegapunk, once again, true to form, that naive scientist is like, a damsel in distress radar. I know it's not damsel in distress. I forgot exactly what they said it, but you get the point I'm making. Uh, I don't quite get the science behind that, but sure, if you say so. And I honestly started geeking laughing because I thought that was hilarious. So meanwhile, we have Juribani down on the ground trying to survive. She's like, having to deal with two vice admirals. One vice admiral, I believe, has like has a sea otter Zoan devil fruit, and he has this giant staff or stick with a like seashell or clamshell at the end, right? And he's just trying to hit the shit out of her with it. Then we have this other one named Bluegrass that has the ride fruit or whatever that basically lets her turn whatever she is like riding on into her obedient steed or whatever, or what have you. So I found that to be really cool. It reminds me of this one dude in this light novel that I read called Overgeared, and he had the rider class, and he could like ride anything or something along those lines. So I thought that was really, really interesting. She's able to hold her own. She's aging and like de-aging various marines. We see a new technique from her. We keep getting so many unique, eclectic techniques from her, and I'm wondering when Oda is gonna like actually like give us a general synopsis on her power, have her explain what she can and can't do. Because like at this point, I really want to know because we saw that she can turn people into alternate futures. So she can do more than just age you up and age you down. She can also pick a future where you're buff, pick a future where you're skinny, pick a future that wasn't so good to you, and all sorts of stuff. On top of that, we saw a different Billy where she was able to get some kind of like jewels or gems to come out of people, right? And now she's using a technique called NDE, near death experience, which I guess makes you experience death or close to death, or have your life flash before your eyes or something. So like Jesus Christ, like what can she do? What can't she do? I'm extremely, extremely interested in it. Oda has another scene. This is Egghead is really the arc of the ass because he has this part where she's pretty much like spread eagle backwards, and you get like all ass in your face. But once again, I've said it before. I say it again. I love you, Oda. Oda's not an ass man. Oda can't draw asses worth a damn. Yeah, so like it's like whatever, right? Anyway, they're not really an issue for her. She's able to handle most of the combatants. Sanji comes down and helps out with some of them as well. She still has that thing where she won't fight any of the Kuma Pacifista because they look like her dad. Honestly, I think that's fucking stupid. I think it's idiotic. Not saying that Oda's bad for doing that. I just think on her end, I'm judging her. I'm purely judging her. I think that's just idiotic and stupid, and I don't get it. And it gives a little bit of credence to the fact that she might be younger than what she's portrayed to be. Something else I was sitting on thinking on was the fact that maybe her devil fruit halts her aging. So maybe at whatever age she got the devil fruit, her aging was halted, and that's why they refer to her as a little child, because she's stuck as a little child, and maybe she's stuck in those little child mentalities and stuff like that. Because that would make a lot more sense why she can't seem to rationalize and grasp the fact that like this is her dad, and she just can't get over like, or this is not her dad, and she just can't get over the fact that like can destroy this pacifist, no harm will really come of her father. Which honestly, on top of that, I do think another thing is it's going to result in the real Kuma coming, and everyone tries to like fight him or whatever, but she's like, "No, it's my dad." And they're like, come on, Bonnie, like we've been over this. These aren't like your real dad. She's like, "No, but no, this is really my real dad." Like I have a feeling this is all playing into a moment where it's actually her dad. So anyway, Sanji rescues her and takes her to the Vega Tank 8. After that, we get back to the fight with Luffy and Kizaru. Kizaru is, panting. We see that he's like having a bit of a hard time. Luffy also is struggling a little bit. Kizaru's annoyed. He's like, "Look, dude, I'm really not trying to do this with you right now. I got this mission. You're making it really difficult. I don't even really want to do this. Can I just get this over with? You're like being really annoying." And Luffy's like, "That's the point. It's my job to stall you, to protect them. So like, sorry to hear that." And so in the midst of this clash of theirs, all of a sudden we get various panels of various people reacting to some just super ominous presence. And before we even know what's going on, we see this pentagram on the ground, magic circle thing, and there's like fire and lightning and stuff emerging from it. I saw someone in Reddit say something that like it's Conqueror's hockey. I don't think every time lightning is involved, it's Conqueror's hockey. Now, watch me look stupid, and it might have been Conqueror's hockey, but I just think this is just like added effects of this magic circle. Speaking of magic circle, what the hell is this magic circle? Is it part of Saint Saturn's devil fruit? Is it something separate where there's magic in this world? Is it actually sufficiently advanced technology? Because I love that one phrase that like any sufficiently advanced technology is nearly indistinguishable from magic. So maybe it's some ancient magic that just appears like some ancient like technology that appears as magic. You know what I'm saying? Also, it made me immediately think of those cultists that summoned Brook. They had a pentagram going on. So I don't know if this is going to be like Oda's callback to that or if it's just, completely unrelated. But I'm just wondering, okay, is Oda introducing magic to One Piece? And I'm trying to think if there were other instances of magic in One Piece, and nothing comes to mind at this moment. But there have been various people that do not have devil fruits. And they just had these weird inherent abilities. I mentioned Miss Golden Week, and there are just other people that had earlier in the series just random abilities that were never really explained that weren't attributed to devil fruit. So I really wouldn't be surprised if magic existed in this world. There are certain other unexplainable phenomena, like weatheria. I always thought that it was advanced science, but that wind knot thing? How the hell does that work? How the hell does that work? So if there is actually magic in One Piece, that makes a lot of sense. You can study the devil fruits, but obviously there has to be some kind of magic behind those as well. It can't be pure technology. The fact that they're made by desire and stuff like that alone goes to show that, okay, that sounds a little magical to me. Bringing desires to life, bringing desires to fruition. So, and I also I like, and I've used the word fruition a lot because fruition, fruit, Oda loves his wordplay, so it kind of makes sense that devil fruits manifested in that way. So anyway, as this um as this magic circle is being summoned, uh you know we have Kizaru take a pot shot at the Vega. The Vega take 8 while they're distracted. Luckily, Sanji sees it and is able to evade it. Also, we hear this voice out of nowhere basically tell all the pacifista to shut down and cease and desist, which I thought was kind of stupid because it was like, why not say resume attacking the Straw Hats and Vegapunk? I feel like it would have done him a lot more of a disservice. Basically, he made their lives easier. Maybe he just wanted them out the way. Maybe he just didn't want them involved at all. I don't know, but I was like, why shut them down instead of just turning them back to your side again? I wonder if Oda is going to, bring that or mention that. So as Saint Garcia is showing up, there's an announcement. I think it might be coming from the Marine ships, and basically it says, "Hey, Saint Garcia, one of the Gorosei members, has descended upon Egghead. If you are a rank below a Commodore, avert your eyes. Do not look at him directly," which, of fucking course, someone doesn't listen to, someone doesn't get the memo, or someone just doesn't like believe it. And so they look at him, and there's like this flare in his eyes, and it almost looks like he got shot in the head. So once again, I'm wondering if is that a Devil Fruit ability? Is that a hockey ability? What did he do? We don't know, but that Marine got. And like, I'm still stuck, honestly, on the Magic Circle. Also, I forgot to mention this. Magic Circle has a bunch of fives. It's a pentagram. So I'm wondering if all of the Gorosei have these things. If he's the fifth Gorosei, so he gets number 5, or are all of them able to do this and they all get 5s? Is this unique to him? It's just, I am so confused and confuzzled. Anyway, once Saint Garcia shows up, he shows up and he looks like a giant spider with horns, and my brain immediately started going ham. Also, he is clearly awakened. He's got the shawl. I forget what it's called in Japanese at the moment, but he's got the awakening shawl. So he's clearly awakened. He's clearly strong. If anyone had any questions whether or not the Gorosei were strong, it was answered here. It was answered earlier, honestly, in Mary Joie when they attacked Sabo. But like, definitely here, the fact that he put himself in harm's way at risk, stepped on this island with a Yonko and with all these other threats, and he's ready to brawl. So like, obviously, I cannot wait for next chapter to see this. Honestly, this is one of those chapters where nothing happened, but everything happened. Where like, honestly, I was able to read through the chapter really quickly. In the grand scheme of the events in the chapter, not that much happened, but what did happen was extraordinary, and it sets up for more important, bigger things to happen in the next chapter, right? So Garcia looks massive, he looks strong, everyone was able to sense his presence, which I kind of infer means that he has some weight behind him. Also, really quickly about the Hagoromo robe, or Hagoromo shawl or scarf, whatever you want to call it, but it's a Hagoromo. um I honestly, at this point, think it's obvious that Oda is doing something with the white ones and the black ones. What exactly he's doing, I'm not sure. So it might be a situation where if you're pure of heart, you have good intentions, if you're fighting for freedom, if you're a Will of D member, maybe you get a white Hagoramo. If you're evil, if you're bad, if you're demonic, you get a black one. And I'm also thinking that, that's going to have more implications about like what exactly it means to be awakened. Maybe like you said earlier, you're aligning with the spirit or the will that inhabits your Zoan fruit. So like, and you have to like come to terms with yourself. Maybe that's why Kaido wasn't quite awakened, or maybe he was. Who knows? It doesn't really. It's confusing. But what if it's a situation like with Lucci? It's what was it? A leopard. He's an assassin. He's kill hungry. He's a monster. He accepts and acknowledges that. Same with these Gorosei members. So maybe it's something like that. Who knows? But I'm wondering if there's some context or background behind the colors of these Hagoromo. And so while they're distracted looking at him, Kizaru launches another attack. And like I said before, Sanji is able to help them evade it. Luffy is like, God damn it, because Kizaru's been doing this the whole time. He's been like distracting Luffy, or like when Luffy gets distracted, going for the kill. Like he is mission focused. I kind of respect it. He is dead ass mission focused. Like it kind of makes me wonder if like he took this fight seriously and was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna fight you, how that would have worked out for him. Anyway, they resume their fight. They're going toe for toe. They're pretty evenly matched, but Luffy is able to catch him lacking and hits him with, I don't know the name of the move, but it does something similar to what he did to Kaido, where he hits Kaido in the head and like his fist goes through his head and like you can see like part of Kizaru's head stretch. Once again, oh, kind of annoying because I was like, does that really hurt? I'm kind of assuming it hurts a lot, but like, what is the extent of that? Like, the problem with Gear 5 is I can't tell the extent of damage that's being done, how much things actually hurt, the level of which they hurt. And to be honest, I sit back and think to myself, like, at the end of the day, I've never really truly known how any of his attacks worked, but they had a sense of like weight and gravity and power to them that like Gear 5 for some reason does not seem to have for me. Maybe I'll change my mind when I see it in the anime, and maybe it's like a lot more poignant. Maybe the sound effects and stuff like that make it a lot more clear, like, oh shit, he is fucking people up. But for right now, I'm just like, eh. And also another thing, Kizaru says the same thing that a lot of us readers are thinking, right? He's like, are you not tired yet? Have you not exhausted that form yet? And when he said that to me, first I was like, yes, yes. Like, how how long does this form last? What are the rules? We still don't have definitive rules for Gear 5. And once again, I know One Piece is not about rules. I know Gear 5 is not about rules. But like there needs to be some modicum of like logic and general understanding for the stakes and like just understanding of like what Luffy can do in this form, and we just don't have anyone. And as I've complained before, it's a perpetual Deus Ex Machina. I love Gear 5. I love Luffy. I love One Piece before the people go crazy. People hate criticism. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like I have small issues with this. Also, another thing that I was confused about was how exactly does Kizaru know that this form tires him out at all, or this like that it does have a limit, or that he is going to get tired, right? And so I think that it's just some information that Lucci relayed back to him when he was secretly conveying information to Saturn and Kizaru. So I think one of the things that he sent back was the fact that hey, there was a really weird moment where Luffy turned into like a really old guy. So like I don't know what that was about, but hey, that's a thing that happens. It doesn't seem that he's able to sustain this form for too long. And so I think Kizaru is now aware of it because of that. But anyway, that's just headcanon, that's just speculation. But I really thought that was a really cool and astute observation or like thing for Kizaru to say. Anyway, after hitting Kizaru while he's being hit is like, well, this isn't good. Now, once again, I don't know if he's trolling or not. I don't know how bad it hurt, but Luffy immediately after this attack turns old, falls out of Gear 5, and falls to the ground. Almost apparently, in my opinion, looks like he falls to the ground right in front of Saint Saturn, and then Kizaru gets hit into a building. I think Kizaru's fine. I think he's going to recover quickly. I don't think admirals are anything to be trifled with. They're played with. I don't think they're bitches. And also all the people going crazy me like, oh my god, he's better than him. Chill out, calm the hell down. I don't think this is that big a deal. Like you're gonna get hits on each other. It's not that big a deal. Chill with the power scaling for a minute and just calm down. Just calm down and chill with the power scaling for a minute. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, back to Saint Saturn. He looks disgusting. Like, and when I say disgusting, not like ugly or creepy, just like, yo, like he is going to be a problem. Once again, the fact that he was willing to come out here and the way that he made his entrance just really lets me know that, like, okay, this dude can hold his own, and I cannot wait to see what he can do. So anyway, like I said, he looks like a spider with bull horns. So immediately I was like researching and thinking, okay, is he like a spider god, like a Nancy or Arachne? And so then I started looking on the internet, and then I started seeing, the more Japanese lore, the Yokai lore, right? So maybe this is a new class of mythical Zoan Devil Fruit. So maybe this is like the Yokai no Mi model, Ushi Oni. So that's one I found. A Japanese yokai that is a bull oni, but often appears with not snake, spider legs. That's the main consensus of the community. I was checking all over Reddit and the internet, and that just seems to be the general consensus because of once again the horns on his head, the spider legs and stuff. So that seems to be the predominant theory. Another theory is it could be the Suchi. What's it called? Sushi Bono? Suchi Gumo. So that's another spider-like. That one's more so of a spider-like yokai with, I think the bull horns are kind of optional. It's not a bull, but it does have horns, so it could be either one of those things. But I am more prone to lean towards the Ushi Uno. So yes, honestly, I think we're gonna get to a point in One Piece, especially with mythical zoans in particular, where we're gonna start seeing a bunch of mythical zoans, and we're about to see a bunch of ridiculous abilities, especially if that pentagram thing is an ability of the mythical zoan, or more accurately, Saint Saturn's devil fruit, because the one thing about obscure, we already had moments with regular zoans, right, where they're able to do things that they have no business doing. And so now that we're getting into mythical, magical stuff, now we're going to start seeing abilities from these like mythical zoans that, sure, why not? They're mythical zones. Why wouldn't they have that ability? Why wouldn't they be able to do that? We're seeing Joy Boy, who is a deity within the world of One Piece. So, now that we're introducing other quote unquote deities, demons, gods, etc., maybe we'll start seeing this. Also, I'm not ruling out the fact that maybe it's not a devil fruit. I know, crazy take. Maybe it's not devil fruit. What if, hear me out, the Gorosei are actually demons? What if they're actually demons, or maybe they're familiars or incarnations that emu's fruit can make. You know what I'm saying? Or that emu can make. Also, it's kind of funny that emu and the Gorosei and the Celestials and all that have worked really really hard, tried super super hard to tote themselves as gods, right, as Celestials. But what if it's the opposite? We keep seeing these things where the Delph fruits are called Delph fruits. Why are they called Delph fruits? Maybe they're not Delph fruits. Maybe they're the God fruits. Maybe these guys are the demons. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe there's so much going on here that we do not know, and it's just subversion and subversion. One Piece, time and time and again, has taught us that in order to control information and to control the narrative and stuff, people will rename things, will crucify you, will make you feel bad, will do X, Y, Z because they don't want you to know the truth. So maybe the fact of the matter is the celestial gods, whatever, are anything but. So I find that really interesting. I'm so much more curious as to what the rest of the Gorosei are. Are the rest of them are gonna be yokai, or is it only gonna be this dude? What are his abilities? How strong is he? Speaking of how strong he is, the chapter ends with Joribani immediately running at him and stabbing him in the chest area. I think like through the beard to the chest, kind of Squardo style, right? And so once again, a lot of people are like fraud, fraud, fraud. First of all, this is a Gorosei. Second of all, it's an awakened mythical Zoan. I think he's fine. I think this is gonna barely hurt him. I think he allowed the attack, and he either allowed the attack intentionally, because there's no way that either his armament or his like ability to defend is that weak, or his observation is that shit that he didn't see it coming. I think this is just going to be a facade, a power play. Maybe he wanted Joribani to get close to him, but yeah, I don't think he is in any danger, in any harm at all. On top of that, something that we haven't seen in two chapters is the Iron Giant, the Ancient Kingdom Giant. So I'm wondering where that's gonna come in, because I'm hoping that with Luffy down and out for the count, who is going to be around to fight Saint Saturn and Kizaru? Maybe Kizaru is slightly out because he got knocked away in the building. Maybe he needs a little bit of recovery time. But like, worst case scenario, who's going to be around to stop Kizaru, Saint Saturn? Also, Lucci, even though at the moment Zoro has that handled, but there's so many Marines around. There's so many vice admirals, so we're gonna need a helping hand, and I'm wondering if that helping hand is gonna be that giant. Now that he's been awakened by Joy Boy, now that one of the great evils has shown up on this island, maybe he's going to show up, and maybe it's going to be a parallel to how the Gorosei had the highest authority level for the Pacifista. Maybe Joy Boy has the highest authority level for whatever this Iron Giant, Ancient Giant is. And not only will this Ancient Giant help protect Luffy, aka Joy Boy, and fight the Gorosei, fight Kizaru, and protect Luffy. I think I already said that. But also he'll probably take over the original job of the Vega Force One or whatever that was supposed to carry them out. maybe the Iron Giant will actually carry the Sunny out, but unlike the Vega Force 1 or whatever, this one actually has the ability to fly and do other stuff outside of the range of Egghead Island. Who knows? But anyway, this was a dope chapter. Once again, not a lot happened, but what did happen had massive implications. I cannot wait. Let me know what you thought about this chapter. Let me know how you think about the power scaling of Luffy and Kizaru at this moment. Let me know if you think Kizaru is trying his hardest. Let me know if you think he's just trying to stall and that he would have better luck, just fighting Luffy straight on. Let me know what devil fruit you think Saint Saturn has, or if it even is a devil fruit, or if he's a construct or incarnation or devil. Like, who the hell knows at this point? But it is getting super, super, super hype, and I am here for it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. It means the absolute world to me. It's me, your boy, your host, OD. This has been Otaku Talk. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Would really appreciate it.